Let's go ahead and get into PragerU, because I just... Look, normally we cover Prager videos that have something resembling substance. I'm not really sure if I could say that these videos, or the video that I'm about to go over, has anything resembling substance. It's a cartoon about Ronald Reagan. Because that's a thing that everybody needed in their life, apparently. But before we get into that, we should probably get into fan art, so let's go ahead and hop in. The fan art we're going to be showing in the next couple of videos are not ones from the Discord, because there are a few bits of fan art that have been submitted via email, and I need to get better at showcasing those ones. I normally default onto the Discord, but there we go. This one is a Suris that was dropped in by someone who wanted to remain anonymous, and honestly, I really love the pause, so... That's good. No pause for alarm there. No pause for alarm there. The next one we have is a Mechasaurus, and this one was from a user named Neil. And finally, we have a very, very thin Spindlysaurus, and this one was done by Spencer. As always, thank you all for your fan art submissions, and hopefully I can get better at showing the ones that pop in via email. With all that said, let's go ahead and get right into PragerU. Let's go. Why do I have this thing saying, tags help YouTube understand the purpose of this? Dude, I don't care. No. I don't want this thing telling me what tags do when I'm just trying to watch the propaganda. Okay, I see what needs to happen here. I changed my desktop audio. And now I need to fix the gain filter on it. So give me just a second. That's a, There's going to be at least somebody in the comment section of this video who's going to be like, you should have had this fixed before stream, but my headset broke. So now I'm sitting here with a different headset, and that actually changes shit because this headset is plugged into my speakers because it's not a USB one, and I hate this headset. I picked this one up from Five Below because that was the only thing that was reasonably priced around me, and I hate how they feel, and the sound quality is horrible, and they don't plug into USB, so I can't actually, like, get most of the controls that I normally do, and I hate every minute of this. It's terrible. Headset broke, Red Dragon bat. It wasn't because it's a Red Dragon headset, it's because I just dropped it repeatedly because we have animals that hate technology. Alright. Let's go ahead. PragerU, come on, let's go. Okay, Lilo and Layla, History Adventures. Oh, this is gonna be fun. So, I am not, I know this is about Ronald Reagan, I am not, like, ridiculously brushed up on everything that Ronald Reagan did, so I may get a couple things wrong in this video, just a heads up, forewarning.
Hey, Leo.
Hey, Layla.
Why are you pulling down our neighbor's fence?
Today, this is not a fence.
Oh, yeah? Then what is it?
It's the Berlin Wall, and I'm Ronald Reagan, our 40th president.
Wait, do you think that Ronald Reagan physically went in and started ripping down the Berlin Wall? What? What? Okay.
And I guess that means you're here to tear down the Berlin Wall?
You got it. I'm gonna set the East Berliners free.
Leo, I'm pretty sure that our neighbors aren't from East Berlin.
Well, they are today.
Imagine being PragerU and thinking that the left lives in a fantasy, and then creating this actual cartoon with a giant fantasy in it. Okay. I know that's not like an actual real criticism I can levy, though. Let's continue.
Whatever you say, Leo.
Did you know that Ronald Reagan was one of our most popular presidents?
Of course I knew that.
And did you know he was California's governor before he was president?
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this right now. Anybody who watches TV, movies, anime, anything like that, okay, then you are familiar with the exposition dump, right? Isn't one of the, like, rules of bad storytelling, do not exposition dump at all? Here we are with an exposition dump.
Well, duh. Did you know that he started out as an actor? He starred in over 50 movies.
Yeah, and he wasn't just an actor either. He was in the military during World War II.
Wait, hold on. I mean, it's not that I'm denying that that's real. What I'm trying to figure out is, why does any of this matter? Like, oh boy, do you know who wasn't in the military in World War II? Not a lot of people. We drafted a shit ton of fucking people out into the military for World War II.
You know what? He was actually great at a lot of stuff. He played college football.
He was also on the swim team.
He ran track, too.
Is this just trying to paint Ronald Reagan as just, like, the world's best Übermensch?
Plus, he was student body president.
And he was totally handsome.
You know, honestly, I agree with this little kid here. This face right here that the little kid's making, right next to my, you know, giant honkers. This one? Or no, these boobs, but like the kid. This is like almost like shoved up in his nose. The arrow's almost shoved up in his nose. But you know, that kid, I feel him right now. I really do. Okay, PragerU, please continue with the propaganda. Please, this is literally just Ronald Reagan worship.
Ew, gross.
What the heck, Leo?
Boy, I sure wish.
Yeah, you just told like a literal fucking 8-year-old that you found somebody hot. A guy who and I don't know at what point of his life you were calling him hot either. But yeah, no, the 8-year-old is probably gonna be like, nah, no, this is gross. Stop, please.
Wish I could have met Ronald Reagan.
Well, why can't you?
Because he passed away in 2004 when he was 93 years old. I wasn't even born yet, and now...
No kid talks like this. No kid... Wait, why can't you know Ronald Reagan? Because he passed away. Not just he's dead, because he passed away at the age of 93 in this particular year. Okay.
I'll never get to meet him.
Geez, Leo, don't be so dramatic. We can just use my new time travel app to go meet him.
Really? Awesome.
So, of all the things you can choose to do with a time travel app, like, assuming that you could download that to your phone, if you had the option to go in and prevent World War II from happening and prevent the slaughter of, you know, millions of people, no, you need to go here to go suck Reagan's dick. That's what you gotta do.
You just tap here, and away we go.
You feel like this is directed towards kids? It is. This is literal child propaganda. This is PragerU's Caleb and Sophia.
But let me get the settings right before you do that.
Ronald Reagan, here I come.
Oh my god, do you see the PragerU? The Time app has the PragerU logo as its method of teleporting. That's...
Oh no!
Wow, is this what West Berlin looks like? Layla, look at that wall. It's huge. Hey, wait. Where's Layla?
Wait, is this just hyper-political Adventures in Odyssey? I'm sorry for anybody who doesn't remember what Adventures in Odyssey was, at least as a radio show. This was a Christian radio show about going back in time and meeting the important figures of the Bible. When I was at Pensacola Christian Academy, whenever you went into a classroom, they would have episodes of Adventures in Odyssey playing on the radio. So, like, if you got into your class early, these Adventures in Odyssey episodes would be playing until the bell rang for class to start. It was like being fed indoctrination all the time, and Adventures in Odyssey was very aimed towards children.
Layla.
What the heck? Where am I? Oh, great. Thanks, Leo. I better go find him.
I can't believe I actually went back in time. Maybe I'll really get to meet Ronald Reagan.
Did someone say my name?
Wow, you're really President Reagan.
The delivery of those lines! I cannot wait until I can meet Ronald Reagan. Wow, you're President Ronald Reagan. Just... Oh my god. It's like watching Anime Exposed, which we will totally be getting to tonight.
Nice to meet you. I'm Leo, and I came here from the future. What are you doing here?
Nice to meet you, Leo. I'm here in Berlin to stop the communists and end the Cold War.
Hello, I am Ronald Reagan, the Superman of my age. I am here to stop the communisms and end the world wars. Okay, hold on. I gotta check a thing here. So, so you're losing it. How much did communism have to do with all that shit? Wait, didn't the kid say that like he went to go take down the? Okay, no, I'm wrong. I'm messing up here. So the Berlin Wall falls in November of 1989. How much did Reagan have to do with the Berlin Wall falling? The Berlin Wall falling was the end of the Cold War. Cold War went on for another 2 years. Wasn't the end of the Cold War. Okay, let's go ahead and pop over here real quick. Tear down the wall. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall, also known as the Berlin Wall speech, was a speech delivered by United States President Ronald Reagan in West Berlin on June 12th of 1987. Reagan called for the General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev. Okay, so it was a Communist Party. Okay, so that makes sense. To stop the communists. To open the Berlin Wall, which had separated East and West Berlin since 1961. The name is derived from a key line in the middle of the speech. Mr. Gorbachev tear down this wall. Though Reagan's speech received relatively little media coverage at the time, it became widely known after the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. Wait. So this speech was literally, like, not very fucking important at all? And then after the fact, it started being more important? Is that am I misrepresenting that based on what I'm reading? Said in post-Cold War era, it's been seen as one of the most memorable performances of an American president in Berlin after John F. Kennedy's speech in 1963. I seriously hope that I'm not like misrepresenting the history here, but it seems like what Reagan did was largely ineffectual. But we celebrated it after the fact because that's what America does. We literally find shit that doesn't matter and we go, no, we did that and it was the best thing in the world. I think the idea is that he was putting pressure on the Russians. Yeah, but if he's just delivering a speech that barely got any political coverage at the time, how much pressure was he actually putting on? Said in reality it was glasnost and internal stuff. So the Lord Black says the Berlin Wall had less to do with Reagan than it did with the USSR basically imploding. Everyone knows David Hasselhoff brought down the wall. Okay. So again, I'm less educated on the fall of the wall, so if somebody in the comment section or somebody in the chat has to like correct me on stuff, then by all means. But let's go ahead and continue.
Oh man, all this talk about communists is making me hungry.
Oh no. Look at that fucking face. He's gonna deliver some cringy lines, isn't he?
Well, Leo, communism makes everyone hungry. People living under communism are often poor and don't have enough money for food.
Definition of communism. Let's see here. The philosophical, societal, and political economic ideology and movement whose ultimate goal is the establishment of communist society, namely a socio-economic order structured upon the ideas of common ownership of the means of production, and an absence of social classes, money, and the state. Okay, so I looked that up, not because I don't know the definition of communism, because I've said it multiple times. Communism is a moneyless, classless, stateless society. So when Reagan sits here and says, well, Leo, oh my god, this is giving me major Leo and Satan vibes. So I'm just going to say it in that voice. Well, Leo, if you don't know, in communisms, people tend to not have any money. So that means that they wouldn't have any money for foods. Even though, like, in actual communist theory, money wouldn't exist. So, there's the thing. Now, if you want to say people living under a communist regime, like a political communist party, that's accurate. That's fine. That's like what China has. China's economics are not communist. However, they are ruled by a communist party. That's fair. He said, play the Richard Wolff clip about socialism. Socialism is when the government does stuff. And when it does a lot of stuff, it's communism.
That's why we have to stop it.
We have to stop communism because people are hungry. Now, let's ignore the fact that people are hungry under capitalism.
Guess you're right, but can we have a snack first? I brought jelly beans.
Leo, thank you. That's my favorite snack.
It's too bad Layla.
Wait, hold on. So, Leo was hungry. He brought a snack. He gave it to Ronald Reagan. Will Reagan give Leo back his snack? Is he going to take the jelly beans from Leo and then Leo will not be able to eat because Reaganomics does not truly trickle down the jelly beans? Find out on the next episode of PragerU Z.
Layla isn't here to have some too. Hey, Mr. Reagan, can I ask you some questions?
Can I have my jelly beans back?
Of course you can, Leo.
Why did they build the Berlin Wall in Germany?
That's a good question. We're in West Berlin, which is the free side of Germany. On the other side of the wall is East Berlin, which is occupied by the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union, which is communist, built this wall during the Cold War to keep people locked in East Berlin.
I love that he has to say the Soviet Union, which is communist. I could play this game, right? Like, again, nobody's saying that it wasn't a communist regime, the same way that there's a communist regime in China. Just, it's not communist economics. But let's just go ahead and say, for shits and giggles, that we're just going to run with this, okay? So every time the United States does something shitty, what if we just did that exact same kind of poisoning the well? All right, guys, and if you see here, this is an example of imperialism. Imperialism done by the United States, which is capitalist. Like, should we just do that going forward? Also, Una Winchwolf, thank you very much for redeeming your... Oh, whoa. John Fallon says that the Berlin Wall falling was actually a clerical error. David Hasselhoff actually was holding a concert at the wall. He had more to do with freeing the Berlin than Reagan ever dreamed of. That's fucking funny. Said, but Berlin was entirely inside East Germany. West Berlin was completely surrounded by East Germany. Oof. Slayer 87. Oh god, Slayer, you found it. You actually found the aura. You found it. You did it. You redeemed 1,000 points for it. Jesus Christ. Okay. We're just gonna do this every time that the United States fucks up. And the United States, which is capitalist, does X.
And stop them from going to freedom in West Berlin.
We sure are lucky to be on this side.
You're right about that, Leo.
Why is it called the Cold War anyway? It doesn't seem that cold.
It's not because of cold weather. It's called the Cold War because we were able to end the war without using any weapons.
Wasn't it called the Cold War during it too? Like, hold on, maybe I'm wrong here. When was the term Cold War? So where did the term Cold War come from? Let's see here. The term Cold War to describe relations between the United States and the Soviet Union. A Cold War is any state of conflict between nations that does not involve direct military action, but is pursued primarily through economic and political actions, propaganda, acts of espionage, or proxy wars waged by surrogates. The term is mostly used to refer to the Soviet-American Cold War. So it had nothing to fucking do with the fact that they won without using weapons. It's just that weapons were not used. That's... Okay, thanks, Prager.
A war with no shooting or bombs? How did you do that?
Sir Isaac, okay, this is the last one I'm actually going to for anybody who is not following over on Twitch, this is the chaos that happens here. I'm not actually going to redeem that one until we're done here. No more ara-aras until the end of the video. You absolute chuckle fucks. All of you. Every single one of you has fallen to debauchery, and none of you can be trusted with any amount of power.
Well, everyone was afraid that the United States and the Soviet Union were going to shoot nuclear bombs at each other, but thankfully, that never happened.
A nuclear bomb would have been terrible. That's the biggest kind of bomb there is.
You're absolutely right, Leo.
No, it is the bomb with the biggest yield. However, in terms of actual size, nuclear bombs can be quite small.
That's why we signed the INF.
Oh, I see. Wait, what's the INF?
The INF stands for Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty.
I like how they aren't staring at each other when he's explaining all of this shit. They're just staring at the audience, which, I mean, to be fair. Hi.
Both our countries agreed to sign the treaty so we didn't have to use our bombs.
Is that all it took to end the Cold War?
Well, no, Leo. We also used our economy to win.
Economy?
Oh, this is where he's going to be like, we won because capitalism.
Isn't that money stuff? That sounds really complicated.
It's really very simple, Leo. We used a program called Reaganomics to make our economy strong. We cut taxes so that the government took less of people's hard-earned money away from them, and that led to more people getting jobs.
What? Wait, what? No. That is not how that works. So yes, Reaganomics did cut taxes on a lot of people, but cutting taxes does not automatically make people get more jobs. That's not how that fucking works. Oh my gosh, there were individual policies within Reaganomics that actually did help a little bit, but it's not the fucking tax cuts. PragerU likes to fall back on this all the time because they try to do this thing. Ben Shapiro does this thing too, to be fair, where they try to say that corporations pay too much in taxes, billionaires pay too much in taxes, even though, we've actually got pretty good evidence that they don't pay fucking enough. But, here we go.
Ugh. I don't want a job. I hate work. My sister Layla has a job after school, but I like to play after school.
Well, Leo, when you grow up, getting a job and working hard is part of being responsible. I'm sure your sister is working hard to find you right now. Thanks to everyone working hard, the United States economy was so big that the Soviet Union couldn't keep up.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's a very, very inaccurate way that happened. Hold on. I gotta... I need to actually get somebody who has a fucking degree in economics to help with this. Where's Irish Swede when you need him? Where's Irish Swede when you need him? Also, I like the idea that everybody needs to work when they're an adult, despite the fact that there are people who literally can't. But, okay. I'm just going to go and say that sounds like a generalization. Brigwin says, no, what happened is we got them involved in Afghanistan, and that played a part in draining their economy. Oh. Fair enough. Amari says, that's very dated. Maurice, this came out a couple weeks ago. This isn't just dated. This is argued terribly after the fact. Said it's not technically inaccurate, but that's because the Soviet Union royally mismanaged their economy. Okay. Duke says, I'm starting to study economics, and it's only my first year, and I'm only kind of minoring in it. So I will say this, from what I've heard from Swede, your first year in economics, most of the stuff you learn there, you end up having to forget by the time you get into third and fourth year, because it's kind of like how when we teach the way that the sun works to small children, we say that it's a big ball of fire, and then as we get to the point where we're comfortable teaching about things like plasma, we change that around. It's kind of the same deal there, but I'd have to talk to Swede about that.
You are amazing, Mr. Reagan. You saved everyone's lives and made them better at the same time.
Well, thank you, Leo, but the job isn't done yet. We still have one more thing to do. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Yeah, freedom for everyone.
Okay, but literally, we just went over the speech thing. The Gorbachev tear down this wall didn't have anything to do with the wall. It didn't do anything.
There you are, Leo. I've been looking for you everywhere. What have you been up to?
So I'm just gonna say this right now. Imagine thinking that just Reagan saying "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall" automatically made it happen. So this feels like lazy parody. Yep.
Hi, Layla. You just missed it. President Reagan and I tore down the real Berlin Wall.
Ugh, I can't believe I missed it. You need to be careful when you time travel. My phone battery is almost empty and we need to get back before it's too late.
Okay, Layla. Let me say goodbye to Ronald Reagan first, though. Bye, Mr. President. It was nice meeting you. Thanks for beating the communists.
Goodbye, Leo, and remember this. It's never too late to fight for freedom.
Here we go, Leo.
Oh my god. The PragerU symbol used for teleportation again. So how is your phone working? I mean, so smartphones still work even without signal towers. They just can't get a signal anywhere. But, like, you could still play an emulator on them. Jesus. Wait, hold on. Reagan has the jelly beans. Reagan stole the jelly beans! This is the most accurate parody ever. Reagan has the jelly beans, and the jelly beans, after being given up willingly from the ignorant small child, the jelly beans never made it back to the child. Because in Reaganomics, things don't really trickle down.
Yay, we're back! Layla, you should have been there when Ronald Reagan told them to tear down the Berlin Wall. It was super fun.
Yeah, because that's totally what happened.
It's okay, Leo. I got to do a lot of fun things in the past, too.
Like what?
Glad you asked, Leo. Well, I went to the White House and met Nancy Reagan, the First Lady, and I learned all about their program to keep kids off drugs.
Just say no.
Okay, so hold on. Just Say No and the DARE program and all those things, didn't those have massive problems? Like, weren't they considered massive failures after the fact? Because those programs literally led to nothing but mass incarcerations and actually created fucking, like, power vacuum issues? Not power vacuum issues, but, like, issues with gang violence. Because it created a whole-on fucking black market. Like, multiple black markets that did not exist up to that point. Am I misremembering that shit? Am I misremembering any of that? Did it create more problems with gang violence and revolving door prisons? Yeah, that's about what I remember from those programs, is that they literally, like, they made it look like they were doing stuff on the surface because of the propaganda, but the reality was it was making things terrible for people on the ground level.
You got that right. Plus, I went to the Supreme Court and visited one of my role models, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor.
Who was that?
She was the first woman on the Supreme Court. She's proof that anyone can become what they want in America. And guess who appointed her?
I have no idea.
Reagan?
I'll give you a hint. He really likes jelly beans.
Ronald Reagan did that too?
Okay, so let me just go ahead and throw this out right now. I love the idea that anybody can become what they want. Because realistically, everybody has the potential, but it's also very inaccurate. So let's say that you want to be an Olympic runner, but you have no legs. Oh, you're not going to be able to do that. America's not going to magically save you. Especially even if you were to get prosthetics America would not magically get you the prosthetics where you could do that. There are millions of people in the United States who cannot become the things they want to become because America is not structured in a way to let them do that. It is possible that they could. It would be a massive uphill battle for most people, but let's say you want to become a doctor, but you can't afford college and you aren't able to get any scholarships in order to even go. You're not becoming a doctor, and you're not going to college with a minimum wage job to become a doctor, because that reality has flown out the window far before Reagan even was a fucking thing. But it's that little fun bit of America is wonderful and you can be whatever you want in America propaganda that always has to be there.
Man, I'm so glad I got to meet him. Hey, Layla, do you think that I could grow up to be like Reagan?
Of course you can. When Ronald Reagan was your age, his family didn't even have plumbing or running water. But you'll have to work hard if you want to be like him.
You bet I will.
Great. Now why don't you start by fixing that fence before Mom and Dad get home?
So, wait, did they not have plumbing or running water because of the economics of their time? Or, like, because they were just in a very bad way? I'm very unfamiliar with Ronald Reagan's past as a child, but I feel like this is just another point in the Ronald Reagan is history's Superman shit. No, it's just like, well, who did have plumbing or running water in 1910? Jesus Christ. I wish that I had gone into this with, like, a more robust understanding of Reagan, because I don't feel like the video taught me anything. It just made me want to go look up the context for what actually happened. And I think that all that happens when you come away from a video like this, if you don't know a lot about the people in hand, like, already, when you walk in, I feel like what happens is you watch this video and you come away with this idea, if you aren't skeptical, that the person in question is the best person in the entire world. They're literally history's Superman, is the way they're being portrayed. It feels very propaganda, and, like, I recognize that's what it is propaganda for kids. And apparently a bunch of people in PragerU's audience have recognized that, or at least people who've looked at the video afterwards, because look at this fucking ratio. I'm not trying to make an argument ad populum fallacy here just for giggles, but, like, look at it. What is this? This does not happen on PragerU that often. It's also very low views compared to most of their videos, too. Jesus. Did you notice they didn't let the woman Layla talk with Speak? They were just window dressing. Yeah, but I feel like that's not a real criticism we can lay at the video, because I feel like that's something that will change over time. Also, Sir Isaac has given us the don't do drug, or the too cool to do drugs pencils. But so apparently a great thing about these pencils is that as you sharpen them, the sharper you get, the more drugs they tell you to do. Oh my gosh. So maybe if they had Adam Carolla and the Juggies. Oh god. Okay, so that was honestly very disappointing propaganda, but I feel like we learned something today, all of us together. We learned that PragerU desperately wanted their own Caleb and Sophia, and we learned that sucking Ronald Reagan's toes is a pastime of Dennis Prager. That's what we learned today. Hopefully, you all learned that as well, because that was the takeaway that I got. Specifically toes. Specifically toes. But with all that said, thank you very much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button if you haven't already, subscribe, and follow over on Twitch if you have not done that. If you want to support my channel and what I do, then please check the description. You will find various links down there where you can do so. And as always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here.